follow you?
Goedemorgen.
Morgen. How do you do? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? Qué lindo, me encantó eso.
That's Olga de Amaral.
¡Ah, claro!
Yeah?
¿Cómo no reconocerla?
It's one of the most precious pieces in the art collection. It was
Excelente artista.
sí.
Fantástico. Encantada. Gracias por... Fue en 2 segundos, no puedo mucho.
Of course, I understand. Thank you.
Zullen we naar achter door?
Morning.
Colombia.
Very quiet.
Yeah. So sorry. For Latin American Caribbean Bank.
Her Majesty, Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Orange, distinguished executive directors of the IDB Group, senior management of the IDB Group, the delegations from the United Nations, ladies and gentlemen. It is with a great pleasure and honor to address this special meeting of the board of the IDB Group. Today, I have the honor of welcoming Her Majesty Queen Maxima of the Netherlands in her capacity as the United Nations Secretary General Special Advocate for Financial Health. As UN between 2009 and 2024, Queen Maxima was the UN Secretary General Special Advocate for Inclusive Finance for Development, driving progress in important areas. Nearly 1 year ago, Her Majesty delivered her inaugural remarks as Special Advocate for Financial Health at the United Nations in New York, marking a new chapter in her commitment for financial inclusion. In her current role, Queen Maxima is working to empower individuals worldwide with suitable financial products and tools, supporting financial health, resilience against harm, are dedicated to improving financial health in Latin America and the Caribbean. Our support for digital finance has greatly expanded financial access in the region. To further contribute to building inclusive financial systems in Latin America and the Caribbean, in 2024 we launched FinLAC, a platform designed to coordinate and consolidate our financial innovation activities. We support and invest in financial intermediaries dedicated to reaching the underbanked, the underserved, and included indigenous population and forced immigrants. Our work with financial intermediaries has a direct impact on financial migration, investment risk to facilitate the rapid adoption of new technology. Looking ahead, we view today's meeting as the beginning of our partnership with Her Majesty Queen Máxima. I understand it's not the beginning.
We hope that in her future career she will always think of the IDB as a good friend and ally in Latin America and the Caribbean. And then the third point is, like James already indicated, that I think it's very timely that we discuss this issue of financial health now, because now more and more people become part of financial inclusion. This program has been very successful. Also, the downside of this inclusion sometimes becomes fiscal. And it's important that governments start to design effective rules to control negative aspects and also work on education. And lastly, I would like to speak with our cooperation together with the IDB group in areas like climate change. We participate, for example, in the Amazonia Forever initiative. The area, that's the biodiversity, climate change. We also participate in the NDC Accelerator program. And regional cooperation, we are working on establishing a program with a big Dutch-speaking country in the region. Thank you very much.
Mrs. Mace and Mrs. Scriven, thank you so much for your introduction and giving my own country's perspective on this issue. Let me start by saying thank you so much for having me here and giving me the opportunity to have a conversation about financial health. I've had, like Mrs. Scriven just said, a very long partnership with the IDB. To start with, in 2000, I think it was 2005, that I met with Enrique Iglesias here to talk about microfinance, because my work started in 2005 with the year of microfinance. Having passed as a banker, I was asked to actually help on the advisor group of the year of microcredit. Microcredit was it back then. From then on, we said with a couple of people, it's not only about credit, it's not only micro. We need a lot more than that. And so this whole issue of financial inclusion started developing, something that I did from 2009 to 2000 until last year. 15 years of trying to get financial inclusion on the agenda, and work with many countries to get financial inclusion out there. And financial inclusion was all about access. Because we can actually talk about sort of financial health and savings and retirement and insurance, but if I don't get them with a bank account, I cannot get to the people with all the books that I would like to do. So that was I would say, the birth of the concept of financial inclusion. Of course, aided by digitalization. We did a lot of work with regulators as to, how do we come up with this new type of regulation to permit this new innovators of actually being able to sort of pay with your mobile phone. We said even with Brazil, with Correios, the agent banking, that was the first step. But then the issue of IDs, people didn't have IDs, we have a problem with integrity. So how do we start the digital IDs? And then interoperable payment systems, and issues like PICS actually were born. And then we're now speaking about open finance. So this whole issue of digital public infrastructure to actually allow safe, accessible, affordable, inclusive financial systems was actually what we've been working on the last 15 years. And always with IDB as a long-standing partners, I've done trips to many Latin American countries, Argentina, Colombia, and many others in which, and Brazil, in which IDB was always a very good partner. And let us be honest, I have to say the whole region have one of the best and oldest and best practice microfinance sectors from the whole world. So I think there's a lot to be proud of the work we've actually been doing. Now, I changed from financial inclusion to financial health. Why? Because first of all, I think everything was out there to actually, we know what we need to do if we want to get people financially included. Central banks, regulators work together. There's enough data, there's enough best practices out there, there's enough innovators. That doesn't mean that the work is done. The last figures of fintechs come up at a bit more than 80% now financially included, and that is not 100%, for sure. In the case of Latin America, we're still a lot of work to be done, but we know how to do this work. We know it, with no cost of, the sons and so financial health is all about the outcome. Is financial inclusion for what? Where financial health comes in. So